Hey guys, it's Lego Boys E3. Today I'm going to show you how I solve my Square-1 barrel. And so this is a very interesting puzzle to solve, and so I believe in one of my top 5 videos I explained how difficult it was to solve this, and it still is very, very difficult for me. And the reason for that is I can't just use muscle memory to execute algorithms. It's just very difficult. Like once I get past like 3 moves like that, I just don't know what to do. Like seriously, I don't know what the next move in the parity algorithm is. It just gets really difficult after the first couple moves. However, on a normal Square-1, I can just do it like this, no problem. And it just makes it really hard to solve this puzzle. Now what the easy solution would be to just look up the algorithms, like the parity algorithm. You would just have to do like /-3 /3. But I don't want to do that. That's kind of cheating to look up the algorithms no matter what cube you're solving. And so what I do instead is kind of my crazy method where I use this normal Square-1 to figure out how to solve this one. And so I was kind of afraid of doing this before, but I'm going to scramble it up. It'll probably take a while to solve it, but I guess it's worth it to show you guys in a video. Okay, so it is all scrambled up, but we do not need the normal Square-1 yet. We only need that when it comes to algorithms. And so what we can do on just this one, since we just need to do cube shape, that's kind of just intuitive. You just kind of move the pieces around yourself. I can just do it without using the other cube. I can also do that for like CO and stuff like that. And so what I can do is I can just begin doing the algorithms, not really algorithms really, but just kind of doing this method like I normally would do. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm doing at this exact moment, but eventually, yeah, there we go. So we have kite, scallop, and we can do that and that. Okay, now that was one of the easiest steps. We have cube shape now, although it's kind of always a barrel, so it's kind of like barrel shape, but also not really because you can do that and it's still a barrel. But anyway, now we can do EO, since we just did CO, and what we need to do is that. These are very, very simple algorithms, so it's really easy to just remember it, and I'm just going to do kind of the beginner's method. And so now I'm at a place where I'm kind of stuck. I've tried to do the algorithm a couple times, but I just can't quite get it. I just can't figure out exactly which way to go. Like, is it that way? Is it that way? I don't quite remember. And so what I do is I just come over to this. Yeah, it's like that. So you do clockwise first on the top, clockwise, and then counterclockwise, counterclockwise. And there we go. So I just kind of use this Square-1 and figure out how to do the algorithms. We can just do that algorithm one more time, and then we'll basically have all of EO done. And so now we can get on to the next step, which will be CP. And so we'll figure out we have a diagonal swap on this one and an adjacent swap on this one, which means we should just be able to line it up and do your algorithm like this, the very basic one, to line it up. And so there we go. So we have a U perm on this side. Do we have anything weird on this side? Just parity. That's a little bit annoying. And so this is where things get interesting. This is where we have to start to use this cube. And so we have a U perm like this. And so I know it starts off by just doing slash, negative, or just normal 3 on the bottom, slash. So do that on this cube. And then the next thing you have to do is 1. I can just tell because of muscle memory on that cube, but I have no idea what to do after that. And so I think you do that and that. And so we can just repeat that on this cube. Pretty much I'm just doing the algorithm, executing the algorithm on that cube, then redoing everything on this cube. And so I believe that would be the next step. Yeah. And this is actually going much smoother than it was the first time that I ever did it. So I believe you would do that and that. Yeah, there we go. And then the U perm is done. So that was actually pretty simple. We already have that whole side done. But now is time for parity. And so parity is much more difficult than what I just showed you for the U perm. And so now we have this cube solved again. And so we can begin executing the parity algorithm. And I'm going to have to solve this cube a couple of times during this. And so I know it starts off like this. Okay. And then unsolve that and kind of get going. That. And so we do 3 on the bottom, -3, slash, and just make sure everything is still the same. And so now that I undid those moves, I turn this cube until I get back to that state. Just kind of get into the flow of the algorithm. And so what I did there, we move it back like that, I believe. And we do this, and then 2. So move it back like that, then do this, and then 2. Okay, now that this one is solved and this one is like this, we need to get going into the parity algorithm again and do it right up to this point. And then without losing our spot, we do 2 on the bottom, negative 2 on the top. And then we get to that spot, and so we do the same thing on this cube. 2 on the bottom. Wait, no, I need to slash it first. 2 and slash, and this should be in the same state. Okay, now I'm not really sure where I was on this cube, so now we can solve it again. Okay, and so now I can tell from my muscle memory that we need to do 4, and then the weird 2, negative 2 kind of thing, like that. And so we do 4 on this cube, the 2, negative 2 thing, or I guess it's negative 2, 2. And so now we can do the parity algorithm probably just one more time on this cube until we get to that point, like that. And then we need to do negative 1, 4, and then just solve it. Okay, so negative 1, 4, and then solve it. And there we go. Now we just need to adjust the middle layer. And there we go. That is how I solve my Square-1 barrel mod. I realize that it is a very, very inefficient method, scrambling and solving this cube a bunch of times just to figure out the moves to do on this cube. And I realize that there are much easier ways to do it, but that's just kind of how I had to do it the first time that I learned how to solve it. From now on, I'll probably just look up the parity algorithm, but this is the fun way. So yeah, that's pretty much how I solve my Square-1 barrel mod. And I hope you guys liked this video. So if you did like it, you can leave a like down below to show me you liked it. Leave some suggestions for other videos that I can make like this in the future. And also stay subscribed to be notified when the next video like this comes out. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!